Good evening all. Oops, smoking kills. I bet that if a person pulls out a cigarette in front of a child, the child would immediately and spontaneously say, smoking kills, and it is injurious to your health. Thanks to the fantastic campaign of anti-smoking, that it has been so effective and influenced the children positively, so effective that they advise their elders. During the course of this talk of say 18 minutes, 27 people will die of smoking and 58 people will die of diet-related diseases. Can you recollect an awareness campaign asking you to eat healthy? There were reports of pesticide being found in urine samples of school-going children. Presence of pesticides in breast milk. Imagine the newborn having a taste of pesticides, and that too in a country where we swear on the mother's milk. And who is to be blamed? We, the consumer, or the manufacturer, or the farmer, or the government? And do we deserve this? No should be the ideal answer. We are harming ourselves and the future generations by not eating healthy. As per food safety norms, all food products are supposed to have labels showing data like nutritional data, list of ingredients, markings to show whether the product is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. A cigarette pack contains a mandatory health warning. Don't you think it is justified to have a similar health warning if the product contains these non-food items, toxic chemicals or pesticides? We as a consumer, don't we have the right to know whether the product contains these toxic chemicals and pesticides? And don't we wish for pesticide-free food? When we go to a supermarket or elsewhere, we try and bite off a good brand. But are these brands free from all this? Sometimes back, noodles of a well-known brand was found to contain lead. Masalas, again of well-known brands, was found to contain residue level above allowable limits. And who is to be blamed? The manufacturer blames the farmer for his produce. And what is the solution? The solution lies in the problem itself. It has to be a collective effort of the consumer, the manufacturer, the farmer, and above all, the government. In 2003, Sikkim government started an initiative to stop the usage of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. And in 2016, Sikkim became the first state in the world to become 100% organic and was awarded by the FAO. Similarly, Andhra and Telangana governments have taken similar initiatives, and from being one of the largest buyers of pesticide, brought it down to less than 50%. More than 3,000 villages have adopted organic farming since then. Even though Sikkim is just 0.2% of India by area, don't you think if the same principles, the same techniques are followed on a village level, don't you think if all the villages adopt the same principles, don't you think we can make India 100% organic? In Sikkim, anybody found using chemicals or pesticides in farming is fined rupees 1 lakh, along with a prison term of 3 months. One of the most talked about current topics, is climate change. And pesticides is one of the major drivers. Pesticides during the whole life cycle contributes to climate change, right from emission during production, during transportation, and during application. Are you aware of all the pesticides sprayed onto the crop? It is just 1% which goes onto the crop and 99% goes into the environment, be it the soil, air, or water. And it comes back to us in another form. We are harming and disturbing the ecological balance. Farmers, who are the backbone of our country, are exposed to these toxic chemicals. And pesticide-related deaths have increased manifold. With proper guidance and training, the farmers can reap the benefits of good health and financial security. With financial security, I mean by the usage of organic pesticides, fertilizers like cow dung, earthworm manure, neem cakes, which is already there in his farm. He doesn't have to pay for the chemical pesticides for which the farmer takes big loans. There is a big gap in the supply and demand of organic products in the market, be it national or international, thereby fetching a much better price for the farmer. Reduced production cost with a better price leads to better profits for the farmer. With better profits, the farmer is encouraged to do away with these chemical pesticides and resort to non-chemical organic pesticides. How can the government help? And we have to start right from the children. We have to educate the children, because children mold their habits at a very early age. Children have to be taught about healthy food and healthy food practices. Cooking has to be made mandatory in this curriculum. The government can help us by giving organic certifications to the organic products, thereby helping the consumer to identify the organic product and thereby getting a better price for the farmer. India has reached Mars. Don't you think India has the funds and technology to improve farming techniques, come up with new ideas to make it more sustainable? Financial incentives, preference has to be given to the organic farmers, like financial incentives like tax rebates, subsidized loans, and so on. We have to enforce rules wherein no farmer will use these chemicals and pesticides. As far as corporates go, the manufacturer blames the farmer for any shortcomings in his product. I'm recollecting a quote by Sir Ratan Tata: businesses need to go beyond the interest of their companies to the communities they serve. I, a civil engineer, started an initiative a couple of years back, and it was to establish a supply chain of homegrown agro products to the consumer. but easier said than done. We had a tough time getting produce worthy of our consumption. My little team somehow managed to find the right farmer who wasn't using these pesticides. And there are setups and procedures, if followed, can make the food fit for our consumption. The purpose of this talk is basically to make you exercise your right to information. We should have labels showing any non-food content, any chemical or any pesticide. We should have labels on food products if they contain any. Thank you and Jai Hind.